Hey my friends, it's your boy Banner and welcome to another episode of Try Bonsai. Today my friends, what we're doing, we're going to tackle this Water Jasmine Styrax Writer Religiosa. Now as you can see, the leaves are drooping and they are a bit on the yellow side. And that is because I left this to dry out a bit and it is in need of some fertilizer. So what we're going to do today, we're going to tackle this top and I want to repot this into a different pot. This pot that it is in right now is cracked here, right here, and it also has a lip which makes it a little tough to get out in and out of the pot. So this is the action for today. It is Father's Day today, my friends. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers, all the people who stand in as fathers, all the potential fathers, all the people that make a difference in the lives of children, whether they are biologically yours or not. You stand there and you do what is necessary to make them feel safe, to make them feel happy, secure, and to encourage them to be well-rounded human beings. So happy Father's Day to all the men out there. Right, so on that note, let me disco. So first things first, my friends, I'm going to, as a matter of fact, first things first, I'm going to tackle the top of this. So we're going to do some pruning back to some of these branches, taking away the long extending bits of growth. And then if need be, then I will go in and do a little more detailed cut. So I'm just going to go around taking away all the long bits of growth and come back and do, as I just said, if need be, a little more detailed cut. So I'm not going to keep it for that. When I come back, we're going to look and see if we have anything on the detailed side to do. Okay, so I've taken away some of the long extending bits, and while I was doing that, I ended up doing a little bit more pruning than originally planned. And it's looking pretty much okay. But as I go along, we're going to take out some things that pointing in directions that we don't want. Take out some crossing branches. Unfortunately, there's a flower bud developing here. I'm going to have to take this out because I want to reduce the strain on this, as I am also going to repot this this tree. While I at it, taking away some dead bits, and I pruned it back, and I could probably go back a little harder on some of the branches because I want to compact this growth even more. I want to compact this growth even more. But so far so good. All right, my friends, so it is out of the pot, and there is bits of mycelium that has developed on the inside of the pot, and obviously on the outskirts. So I got it out, and this is a really very tight matted root ball. So first things first, I'm going to start combing out this root ball. It's in a nice sandy kind of a soil. So I'm going to comb out this root ball, and then we're going to cut away what we don't want. So all the long, really long circling roots are going to be removed. And then we're going to do a little bit more detailed work on this rooting system. So as I'm combing out slightly, you're seeing a lot of long roots coming out. So let me cut these away and let's get into some more detailed work. So I removed a lot of long roots. So now we're going to comb out even more. And I have here my root rake and my root hook. So I'm going to go around combing this out because I want to be able to keep encouraging and keep developing a nice radial root system. And to do that, I have to work on these roots. Now, there is something that I want to address when I am dealing with these roots, and that is there are 3 massive roots coming out from on this side, which I have to see what is happening because I may have to remove 1 or 2 or maybe all of them. But I will see as we get down closer to the root of the problem. That was so still. So I'm combing it out, combing out this root ball, and it has a flat base, but it could be flatter. There are some things that would have hit the edge of the pot and turned back in. So cutting away a lot of items here. With the intention of maintaining that flat root base. And that nice flare. So now that I'm looking at this root and it comes up, there's a top piece and there's a piece to the bottom of it. So this is in a better space than this one. So I'm going to remove the top piece like that, and I think I'm going to remove this fellow, reducing that this amount of vigor from being on this side of the root ball, because there's a lot of vigor on this side of the root ball. So I'm removing this root, and there's a root coming out here that is filling this space already. So I'm going to try to see if I can get in a little bit closer to clean up this cut. Nice. And whilst I'm going around, if I see anything that is sticking up out of place, I'm taking them away one time, because what we're trying to develop here is that root flare going down like that, not root sticking up like that, but down like that, and making sure that they are even, so that there is an even distribution of nourishment going up to the top of the tree. So yesterday, Bonsai TNT had a very nice workshop that took place, for those familiar with Trinidad, took place up in Tacarigua. It was nice. It was really very well attended. You know, there was a lot of information to go around, and there were things on sale, plants on sale, whatnot. And guess what? One of the plants that they had on sale is a crepe myrtle. I am going to. When I got there yesterday, I didn't see it, but it did not sell. And I just so happened to be talking to my partner Errol, and he told me about it, and it is still available. So I'm going to get that. Ha ha! So I've taken this root ball back quite a bit, and I've seen the progress in the work that I've been doing with this over the years, because I've been doing continuous work on this tree, and from where it started to where it is. I will show you a picture of where it started and where it is now. It is amazing, my friends. To me, this is amazing. And I'm just taking away one or two roots that not pointing in directions that I want. You know, they're crossing badly. So I'm taking them away to encourage a better root system. Now, this root comes and it cranks over just a little. And let me see what I have in this. I think I'm going to take this out. Right? And allow the roots to the bottom to actually take over and fill that space. So I have a barrage of roots right here. So I'm going to take away the bigger ones, allowing the smaller ones to get an opportunity to make their mark. Right, so everybody's out. I'm going to give this a little wet. And next, we're going to pot this up. This is nice. This looks nice. I'm not sure what you're seeing, but I like how this is coming out. So I have here, my friends, a blue pot that is well aged, using a word Nigel uses, has a lot of patina. It's an old pot. It has flaws, but I think it complements this water jasmine quite well. So we're gonna fill up a base layer of soil and get to planting this tree up. Let me see how it looks. Ooh, I have to prune back just a bit. Yeah, I have to prune back just a bit more because the roots are a little too much for this. Okay, so I pruned back the roots a bit. This pot is a smidgen smaller than the last. And I'm wondering, I like the color. I love how the color looks. Let me see, look at it. Let's see. I like it. I like it. So I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna stay with this, and I'm gonna start filling up with soil. So this is it, my friends, where this is concerned. Um, as you know, I don't tie down my trees. So I'm gonna put a couple of rocks just to stabilize in the interim while the roots catch themselves and allow this tree to do its thing. So as I zoom out just a bit, you could see where I have weaker growth and I want to develop more growth on this side. So as I come around, there's a slight lean to the trunk. And I think I should fix that, straightening that just a bit. That is better. And here we have it. Oh, it's a fantastic Sunday, my friends. A really fantastic Sunday. I think today is the 21st, if I'm not mistaken. Today is the 21st. And as I said before, it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all fathers, uncles, every male who plays a significant role in the life of a child. Believe you me, you are needed. You are needed. Never ever think that you are not needed. You are needed. Yeah? So that is it for today, my friends. Thank you so very, very much for joining me. Big shout out to Bonsai TNT and that workshop that they did yesterday. It was a really nice workshop and very nice turnout. A lot of people appreciated the information that they got. A lot of people didn't know half the things that they got to know about yesterday. So that was fantastic. You know, we try to encourage more and more people to get into bonsai, get into viewing nature as something to be preserved, something to be fostered, something to be encouraged. Because this part of horticulture is very important. Very, very, very important. You know? Anyways, my friends, click that like button. It helps. It really does. It allows my channel to reach further than it is. If you haven't subscribed as yet, now is a good time to do that. And if you know anybody that would benefit from the things that I do, share. And last but not least, my friends, drop those comments. I like reading those comments. Yeah, so hit me up with those comments and I'll go see you all soon. Alright, take care. Bye.